Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Am I the Asshole podcast. I'm Danny Vega, joined by my lovely, lovable, indoors co-host, Sarah. Welcome to the show.
Yes, it's good to be inside. It was a fun outdoor episode, which we did on the Patreon.
We did a bonus episode outside, guys. I haven't edited it yet, so we'll see how it turns out. But it was
lots
pretty...
of honking. You can hear the subway from your apartment, which I didn't realize because you're kind of far from the stop.
Yeah, I'm far from the stop, but the subway runs underneath us.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty dumb, honestly. Now that I'm reflecting on it, I'm like, yeah, the listeners totally don't care where we are. But you know what they do care about? Guys, let me just say, this is real, too. I don't think I'm putting on a show for this. The Patreon is changing my life because I'm just going to be real with y'all. When I started the Patreon with Sarah, I think the intent was, hey, we make this pod. It would be cool to have some extra money coming in. You know, that's it. Just straight up, why not? But now it's like just part of my life.
Yeah. We're like entrenched.
We're entrenched and I'm loving it. I'm especially loving the cappuccino because now I'm recording situations in there, and then a bunch of patrons are responding, and we're really going at these situations from 5 different angles.
It's always more fun to have more people, more perspectives, especially when we do them in the happy hour.
It's so good. And what I love, too, is that I'm always contrarian Danny. Everyone hates Danny. Fuck Danny for how dare Danny for a single minute. How dare he
exist.
Take an alternate take. He's the devil. He's not even the devil's advocate. He's the devil. But other people are doing it. Shout out to Lindsay, who took on a hot take. And I think she didn't move anyone to her side, which was her goal. I was like, that's ambitious. But I think she made us all think a little bit harder, and she made great points.
Which sitch was this?
The sitch was a stepfather who it was a little dastardly. He planned a Six Flags trip on Father's Day, and 2 of the kids would always go with their real dad, their biological father.
Right.
Excuse me. And you know, it very much read like a petty attack move to be like, oh, you're always going to go with him? Well, we went to Six Flags. Okay.
Ouch.
So it was we've really got into the meat and bones of it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pretty juicy.
Love it.
I guess on the juice front, you know, I'm feeling a lot better. The sun is out, which is helping a lot.
Yes.
I'm not, I am on Hinge, but I'm really not feeling attracted to women right now.
Did you set your location to LA?
I did. I set my location to the neighborhood I'm moving to.
That's smart. One of my friends actually, every weekend, she swipes in a different city.
Really?
Just to see what's up. She'll be like, all right, what are guys in Boston like? What are guys in Philly like?
Let's just see what's up. I'm finding Echo Park to be pretty indistinguishable from Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
I could see that.
Very similar, you know. Yeah, pretty much the same kind of run, like the artist types and then the successful...
The artist types, but they like have their parents' funding.
Oh, the trust fund types?
You can't be like a real artist and live in Williamsburg. That's just expensive.
It's true. It's true. Thank you. I didn't realize I'm not a real artist in your eyes.
You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. But yeah, it's been cool. And guys, I know no one's invested in this, but I think I'm going to lock down my apartment. Pretty excited. So hopefully that is going to come together. I would love to land in LA and have a place. That would be fantastic because people need shelter, and I would like to be sheltered and not burden my friends. By the way, my friends, you can listen to them on the guest episode we just released. Mike and Nick really coming in clutch, looking at apartments for me. So we'll hope it works out. I mean, actually, Sarah, this is true crime on a true crime note.
I'm loving it.
Sarah thinks I might have gotten grifted. So let me tell you this little grift,
Yeah,
folks.
I think so.
I see this apartment listed for a price, and I want it. So I bid it up by $50.
It's weird to me that you can bid on apartments in LA. In New York, it's like you just put your application in right away.
No, you can bid. You can always bid. Nobody says no to more money, Sarah.
I mean, that's true. I guess I've just never thought
bidding
to do
is part of playing the game.
Okay.
So I bid up $50. Then they go, hey, we're going to refund the application because the price was wrong. It was supposed to be for $19.50. And I was like, oh, okay, that's too much. Refund me. And so like, okay, we'll refund you. And then I was like, hey, what if I pay more? what if we meet in the middle? And so I offer this middle price, which I assume is going nowhere. And then they're like, oh, we'll take it. But I'd already applied. Like, they had all my info and shit.
But had they refunded you?
They had refunded me, they said.
Oh, see, this is crucial info that I didn't know.
They said it would take a week for the money to come back, but that's very common for refunds.
For sure, yeah.
But I think, I'm just wondering if, like, they didn't see my financial information and they're like, oh, we can totally fuck this guy a little harder. What if we totally...
I think perhaps, but then I guess the way that you tell it now is like I could see it. But it's interesting that the price never came up like when your friend went to go look at the apartment. I feel like I always ask
it was
while
a
I'm there.
keypad. It was a keypad. He didn't actually meet with an individual.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just get a little number. They're cutting people out of everything now, guys. The robots are taking. It's not even
AI.
robots. It's a little.
I don't support.
You don't support AI. You're not with it.
No, we've made so many movies about how this is gonna go.
Right. We all know where it's going.
And why are we still trying?
Yeah.
Like no.
Pretty soon it's gonna be a robot like the original price was wrong, Danny. You must pay more.
Yeah. And then they're going to be doing the podcast.
I know.
That's not fun.
Hey, everybody. We got one heck of an app for you today. So, yeah, I'm really moving. This is insane. My flight leaves in a week, Sarah. My flight
Can't
leaves
believe
next
it.
Wednesday. Oh, no, that's a Wednesday.
We gotta find a new day to record. No worries.
Guys, what a terrible
No
planner.
worries.
Thank God I realized it.
Yeah.
What other juice do I have?
I think we got to talk. Is that the day that the recording we have with our patron in Australia? Because we might have to move that.
Oh, God. I'm really messing everything up, guys. I'm not good at planning. And I just tweeted about this, and you retweeted it, and it's now coming true. Thank you for the retweet, by the way.
So good.
What was my tweet? It was like, I'm reading my tweets on air, guys. That's the level. That's the level
that's
we're
where we're
at.
at.
Guys, I'm going through some emotional shit. Go easy on me. I wrote not checking calendar. Like that's what's going on. Oh yeah, Monday works. Narrator, Monday did not work. So that's literally happening.
That's me like every single time. I'll always agree to plans and be like, I know I have something planned, but if it's not on my phone, then it doesn't exist to me anymore.
Right?
So hard.
Oh my God. Whatever, guys. I'm getting on that plane. I'm going to LA.
It's happening.
And y'all are gems. And join us on the Patreon and rate, review, subscribe. I don't think we got any new reviews this week. So
no, but we did get a bunch of new patrons.
Yes, we got so many new patrons. We welcome Bonnie.
Read them out.
We welcome Lindsay.
Rapping.
We welcome lean protein. Hey, we're all about it.
Let's
keep it lean.
I do love some protein.
I do love some protein. Let us know.
I found these good protein bars. Think protein. Very good.
Love a good protein bar. Thanks for joining us. Guys, I hope you join us. It's really fun. We've got the WhatsApp chat. We've got the bonus apps, over 50 bonus apps. And I've been doing a lot of early releases because I've been kind of on my game.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this is cool. A patron was like, Danny, you put out the episode too early and I already listened to it. Now, what am I going to listen to on my Monday commute? And I said, listen. Will you do me a favor and I'll give you an episode to listen to. Make sure I'm not going to get canceled from it. Because I'm very paranoid, And this episode has some controversy. And
ooh, wait, was it an extra one that you did?
It was an extra one, and it was actually the first one where we did the car salesman situation.
Oh my God,
true
the car
classic.
Salesman. That was so good.
So you guys are listening to this on Monday. So that'll be coming out on Wednesday, actually. And yeah, Indigo Ross will be talking about pretty privilege.
Oh,
and
interesting.
She actually she doesn't identify as, but she
identifies as pretty?
No. She says she has come to think that the world has labeled her as not pretty.
Interesting.
But she actually identifies as pretty because she has self-love. But
I love that.
It's a great discussion.
I'm going to start doing that. Like, no, I identify as 5'7".
Yes. Yeah. So.
No, but that's interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a juicer. All right, we're going to do a little bit of guess the verdict here, folks. Here we go. AITA for fact checking.
What?
Yeah.
I always love a fact check.
I know. I was hoping that would help sway you.
AITA for fact checking. I mean, how could you be the asshole for fact checking?
Right? You'd think.
I'm going to say no assholes here.
No assholes here is very wrong.
Oof.
Now, this is interesting. I think we could go on about this. So they're both 30-year-olds. They're in a couple. And OP's girlfriend got a couple kittens. She goes, hey, OP, just so you know, these cats, they can't eat certain foods and whatever. They had some restrictions.
I feel like animals are like that, yes.
OP then takes to Google and says, let me see what's going on. Oh, you're right, he says. She goes, you always do that.
Oh, that's annoying.
It is annoying, but is it asshole-ish, Sarah?
Yes, because I think it indicates like a fundamental lack of respect for your partner.
Yikes.
Or like
Okay.
what they're saying. Don't you think if everything someone says to you, you have to fact check? It's like, why don't you believe them at their word?
You're right.
Do you think they're not smart? Like, what's up?
You're right. I'm starting to feel that, and now I'm feeling like an asshole because this was something I did in my previous relationship where I was
Oof.
dumped. So
Woof.
getting some insight there. Getting some insight. Ouchie.
Sorry.
Well, I got what I deserve, people. What are you going to say? Top
what-
comment, YTA. Yes, it's important to check info, but if you're doing this constantly, it would be extremely irritating, like you're looking to prove them wrong all the time. Okay, but I'm with you, Sarah. I'm with you if it's coming from a doubting place. But also, it's just like sometimes, like, I need to understand that fact, right? Like, if you're just like, dogs can't eat chocolate, right? Like, that's fucked up. That's insane.
That's not like a fact check then. That's like, I'm going to do some additional research.
And in that additional research, you might offer, like, you were right. Then add more new information, like, you were right. Also, grapes kill dogs, too. I know a lot of ways to kill dogs now. And they're like, what? And you're like,
I feel like introducing it as like you were right implies that you didn't think they were right. And I think that's the problem.
Okay. So the you were right is the problem.
Yeah.
So you could just say, like, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
Antifreeze kills dogs, and they love it. That's something I've always heard. I don't know if
They
that's
love antifreeze? I know antifreeze kills people.
Antifreeze tastes sweet, apparently.
It does. I just read this book. That was good. This girl got poisoned with antifreeze. They put it in her drink. She couldn't taste it because it tastes sweet.
Oh, really? She couldn't taste it in a drink. That's juicy.
Allegedly. I mean, it was a fiction book, so take with it what you will, but,
right,
you know.
Right. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yes. A grain of salt and a little sip of antifreeze.
There we go. Goes
All
down
right.
smooth, baby. It's like a margarita.
Right? Oh, my God. AITA for wearing too much sunscreen and ruining the picnic.
Oh, my God. This is me because the sunscreen keeps getting in my eyes.
Ugh. I feel like every time I wear sunscreen on my morning runs, it just ends up, like, on the ground. Like, I just sweat it off immediately.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so
I
they
hate it.
ruined the picnic with their sunscreen. How could they have ruined a whole picnic? I feel like you want me to go no assholes here. I'm going to go not the asshole. Somebody else did something fucked up.
Dang, you are correct.
Yes, guys, it's been a long time, guys. Please
It has
celebrate
been a
with
long
me.
time.
I've been on a long this
Love
streak.
it. I love it. I mean, this situation was ridiculous. So, OP is white. Their friend is South Asian.
Okay.
They had a picnic with a bunch of friends. OP starts putting on sunscreen. The friend goes, "Wow, OP, you must burn really easily." The friend OP goes, "Actually, I tend to tan. I'm just being cautious."
Okay.
The friend freaked out. Says OP's racist because she doesn't want to look like a different race by getting tan. And OP is like, "No, I just lost my grandfather to skin cancer and I need to be careful." And the friends are like, "Oh, you should have just laughed it off. You didn't have to bring up your grandfather," and blah, blah, blah.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. The top comment said, "NTA, WTF, you're being racist by wearing sunscreen? No, you're protecting yourself from early aging and skin cancer."
This is insane. The notion that it's racist to wear
Completely insane.
sunscreen.
If anything, it's colorism, but it's not.
It's just not.
It's just not.
It's literally sunscreen.
No, like literally.
It's the sun.
Yeah.
You
It's like
respect
it's
the
not
sun.
racist to not want to die of skin cancer.
Yeah.
Or just get it, even if you don't die.
If you were going around, I guess, saying tan people look ethnic or something weird like that, then I could get on board. But it's like
Yeah,
it's
that's
like weird to link it to racism. It's like, no, it's skincare.
Yeah, it's like you have some issues within yourself that you
Yeah.
need to unpack.
AITA for not including a classmate in a portrait.
I'm like, maybe the classmate had dropped out. They weren't in school that day. Not including my classmate in a portrait. I'm just going to go with the YTA,
YTA is
or rogue
wrong.
YTA. Damn it!
YTA is wrong, Sarah. So here's the story. In a move of very sweet, this is very sweet energy, OP is sort of an artist painter type, and he decided to make a portrait of the entire class for the teacher, as one is wont to do. Wants to do, won't to do. I need to look that up.
I don't know,
See?
actually.
I'm
I've only
doubting
ever
myself.
read that. I thought it's want, but it's
I
like
don't know.
spelled like won't without an apostrophe.
Ugh, God, English.
Want.
Anyway, he makes the portrait for the class, and then the shy girl in the back, you know the shy girl in the back.
Of course.
She's so quiet.
Yeah.
She's so quiet. She notices she's not in it.
Oh, no.
She confronts OP. OP says, I forgot. I'll take it home tonight and I'll put you in it. She starts crying.
Come on.
Pretty brutal, though.
Yeah, how are you not the asshole for forgetting a whole person?
It's a class of like 10, 20 people, you know? Are you really an asshole for forgetting?
Yes, come on.
Well, guess what, Sarah? They disagreed. Buying_bagels. Put that in the top 25 usernames
Love
of all
it.
time. I'm a fan. No assholes here. You made a mistake and forgot her. It's okay to make mistakes. It wasn't on purpose or mean. So you're not the asshole, but she's also not the asshole. Whether or not it was done with malice, she still has a right to feel slighted.
I mean,
I feel like that's fair. It's what he already went out of his way and he made a portrait of the whole class, which is honestly more nice and thoughtful and involving than anything I've ever done in my entire life. I'm already
Probably
a
true.
big OP. No, it's 100% true. It's 100% true. So I already think OP is a good person, and this is a sweet gesture. And so what? You're calling him an asshole because he didn't do sufficient diligence because he didn't make a spreadsheet?
I mean, how do you not, like, if he remembers everyone's features well enough to paint them into a portrait, how does he not remember the whole ass existence of one person?
Because she's what is her name again? Annabelle. Is it Annabelle? She's so quiet.
It's terrible.
He just forgot,
That's
Sarah.
terrible.
You think he's the asshole?
I don't know, but I do think it's terrible.
It's brutal. No, it's brutal. I totally understand why she cried. I mean,
Yeah, I would fucking
just-
cry
oh.
if someone just forgot I existed.
straight
for
up got
sure.
forgot, dog?
Yeah, like
Ooh.
I
It hurts
would
to get forgot.
probably cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, here we go. AITA for hating my husband's nickname for our baby.
Oh, why would she be an asshole for that? It's probably the husband went too far. I learned to hate men on this
Yes.
podcast.
Haha.
I'm going to not the asshole and the husband is.
Ooh, you think. Here's
would
the
think.
story.
Damn it.
Opie's 10 weeks pregnant, calls the baby Peanut. All right. I feel like you're,
Peanut?
yeah, Peanut. I
That's
mean, it's
not
probably
terrible.
the size of a peanut at 10 weeks.
All
Don't
right.
quote me on that.
I'm with it.
Husband doesn't like that and calls it Nessie, short for the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, God.
Opie asked the husband to stop. She doesn't like it. He said no. The baby can have 2 nicknames. OP doesn't want that. She says, I'm the one growing the baby inside me, so it's up to me. The husband says that's not fair. Top comment. YTA, you can pick a nickname he doesn't like, but he can't pick one you don't like. He's right. This isn't a big deal. There's bigger deals to worry about.
That's fair.
And they said also, like, saying, like, I'm growing the baby, so it's up to me. They replied, oof, this is going to be fun for y'all. Well, it looks like you won.
Wow, I won, guys. I can't believe it. This is amazing.
Congrats.
I'm back on top.
Back on top.
All right, everybody, we got one heck of an F for you today. Our second story of the day, AITA for asking my neighbors to keep their kids inside at certain times. But first, it's would I be the asshole if I burned the quilt my grandmother made me?
Oof.
My grandmother a while back made me, F26, and soon-to-be ex-husband, male 30, a quilt. But due to the pandemic, I was unable to receive her gift. Now that I'm vaccinated and work from home, I was able to see her. In the midst of catching up, she asked me to follow her and handed me the folded quilt and told me she meant for it to be for me and my ex, but she's still happy that I was finally able to get it.
What? How long ago did you make this quilt?
Right? Immediately, I noticed it was blue, my favorite color. She stepped out of the room to attend my grandpa. All the while, I unfolded it and was taken aback. The patterns look like swastikas. I thought it was just me, so I sent it to my older sister and friends with no context, and they all saw what I saw. My sister said I needed to burn it. My friends asked, how could she make that big of a mistake? Is this a normal pattern to quilt? Would I be the asshole if I burned the quilt my grandmother made me? Because it has the patterns of swastikas all over it.
Okay, let's talk about the quilt first.
Yeah, I feel like
I know
you're gonna be
everyone
better
wants us to get that out of the way.
at
Here's the
describing,
thing,
yeah.
actually. On first, it's basically like a geometric pattern of like white and blue
Right.
lines.
Yeah.
I actually will say at first glance, I was like not really sure, but it's kind of like, you remember the dress? Like, is it white and gold or blue and black?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for a second, like I was focusing on the white and I was like, I don't really see how this is swastika-y. And then my brain sort of like zoomed out a bit, you know what I mean? And I focused on the blue and the white as the negative space. And I was like, oh yeah, these straight up look like swastikas.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you focus on the blue as the negative space,
Oh, now
it
that's
doesn't look like a
interesting.
swastika.
If you, yeah, there's a way you can look at it. I mean, it's very, very, very hard not to see the swastika.
Now,
but I
it's
see
like
you.
I can't unsee it. But when I
see
first
you.
looked at it, I was like confused. Like, okay, here's the thing.
Sarah's Jewish, by the way.
I'm
Everyone knows
Jewish,
that,
so
but-
I'm obviously the foremost authority on swastikas. Just kidding. No, but I mean, I will say that it's a very extreme reaction to immediately go, like, if you know that your grandma is like a sweet lady,
Right.
I'm assuming, it's pretty extreme to immediately go from like 0 to I need to burn this.
Yeah.
If you knew your grandma, like, I don't know, lived in Austria during World War II and thought there were good Nazis, then, like, sure,
Some
burn
were
it.
nice. That's what they
Exactly.
don't talk about,
exactly.
Grandma.
They're just following orders, for sure. Then burn the fucking quilt. But, like...
I made cookies for some of the nice
Oh.
Nazis, Grandma.
Grandma, no.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, the burning the quilt almost, it's theatrical. It's dramatic. It's kind of like, we get it, But I mean, I'm with you. It doesn't seem like a take it straight to the fire situation. Let's get some clarification underway. I mean, I don't know. I would feel very bad having a Nazi quilt in my home. I wouldn't
use it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to have it either, because if I'm not going to use it and it's technically a liability, like what if some random Jewish person who doesn't really know me that well finds my old Nazi quilt? Wait a second, my grandma.
And they're like, hey, what's this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a situation where it's like, look, I cannot accept this gift. I need this to be redone. I can't. This is a hate symbol. There's really no way around that.
I don't think you need to like say that to your grandma. Like, I think here's what I can actually see happening is like you're making a quilt like one square at a time. And I could actually see her, if you be like, Grandma, do you know what this looks like? She could have like a, oh my God moment.
Oh.
I actually can totally see that happening.
That's a shame. I would never make it to be Nazis.
I just can see like a grandma making like
I'm
a
racist,
mistake
not
like that.
anti-Semitic. Oh, thank you, Grandma.
Oh, great. That's so much better. Thank you, Grandma. I don't know. I could like kind of see that. Maybe I'm giving this grandma too much credit, but I feel like.
So you say explain it to her and then she'll come on board?
Yeah. Just be like, Grandma, do you realize that this looks like this?
Can you throw that thing in the duvet cover? Where's,
What about it?
You throw it in a duvet cover so you don't see the swastikas.
A duvet cover like is on top.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you don't see the pattern on the quilt.
I'm confused. What are you asking?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm asking.
Sorry,
I don't know enough about blankets. But listen, I'll tell you what Whisper M said. The world loved swastikas until Hitler stole the symbol. It's from Hindu. It's roughly translated to all is good. Wow, that's disgusting.
I'm going to say there were
upset about
honestly,
that.
and like that is a fact, but there were a lot of comments in that thread pointing that fact out, which was like low-key disturbing to me because it's like, so what? Like, why are you trying to justify plastering swastikas places? Like, what's your, and?
Yeah,
like, what is your end game?
It might mean something different.
Like, great, you're not Hindu, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it just seems I'm like a lot of the people going with this argument, like
it's like, oh, well, it's just a symbol, right? A symbol that was like used to like systematically slaughter 11 or 12 million people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Symbols are powerful and symbols are things, and you can't just be like, oh, well, it was just a nice symbol that Hitler stole. Like, yeah, he stole it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
I don't mean to question you.
Yeah.
I do mean to question. I'm not trying to doubt
Hitler
you.
killed 6 million Jews, 11 or 12 million people. There were like
Really?
Roma people who were killed, gay people.
Really? I didn't know it was double. I didn't know it was double the amount of Jews. I believe you. I was just checking.
No fact checking. Now I got to fact check myself.
No fact checking, guys. Don't be condescending like me.
Right? No, but I am going to Google it now. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, look, so the symbol thing feels like, I don't know. It feels like whataboutism. What about if it was this? What about if it was that? It's like, well, yeah, but it's a freaking Nazi symbol. You don't get to just randomly associate with other things. I mean, you can do that with a lot of things because like humans have a million meanings for all these things. Like I'm sure there's racial slurs, like there's words that look like racial slurs but aren't racial slurs, but they sound like racial slurs.
Yeah. It's like, are you going to advocate for that?
Yeah.
Dang, it's weird that I can't find like a quick Google answer on this.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm like pretty sure. If
it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it's a swastika, my friends. Yeah. Please do not try to reduce the swastika to some, esoteric previous meaning. It's got a meaning now. It does.
Right. And it's like, so what? I don't know.
But Tiffany F. coming back. Swastikas can have different meanings for different cultures. Well, that's true, I suppose. Perhaps your grandma doesn't realize the modern meaning. It's worth asking her directly. If it was intentional, burn that MF. If it was a true mistake, maybe she can alter it slightly so it's no longer a swastika. I mean, I guess it's theoretically possible that I think it's far more likely. Your explanation, I think, is spot on. And I did not grasp what you said, which that this is a perceptual issue. If you
actually could really see that happening.
I think that's it. If you look at the quilt, depending on how you look at it, if you think of it as swastikas on white, then obviously you're going to see swastikas. But if you think of it as a white with like rectangles cut out of it, which might be how Grandma made it, something like that.
That's how I'm kind of thinking. Damn, now I'm really going to maybe walk. Listen, we know 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
No one's doubting that.
I definitely thought it was 11 million or
fine.
12 total, but I don't know that for a fact. So we're... Oh, yeah. Washington Post, 2017 article, 11 million. Hey.
There we go.
All right.
WAPO said it.
Hebrew school. I graduated. We're good.
There you go. She's going to graduate.
Yeah, no, I could really see it just being like a... I wish I could see where the squares are, but I guess that means you're a good quilter. Is the mark of a good quilter if I can't like
you can't see the squares,
you know? But
I don't really think about quilts a lot, but I think it's important. Let me say, I think it's important to have a good blanket in your life. A blanket can really be there for you.
I do love a good blanket.
Yeah.
Grandma.
Auntie OP, I think you should have the awkward convo with your grandma before getting rid of it. Getting rid of it without telling her why could be super hurtful. No hassles here, but definitely have a convo, hopefully in lieu of destroying it. I think that's fair to talk to her. Or were you kind of positing that maybe don't talk to her? Maybe just accept it and hide
I think
it?
you should talk.
talk to her.
You can. Don't
be confrontational is what you're saying.
Yeah, don't be like, what the fuck is this? Just, I think you can nicely be like, Grandma, have you looked at this yet? Like, do you see if you, or you know, if you really want to be non-confrontational, you can just hide it in your closet. But I think if it's your grandma, you can have a conversation.
Yeah. Genevieve R, NTA per se, because swastikas are yikes. That's kind of
That's
kind
an
of
understatement.
Yeah. Cockroach, yikes, swastika. Yeah. But I hate to see you destroy a quilt that took lots of hard work. What about altering the design by changing out some of the fabric squares? I mean, I think you're right, Sarah. I think the move here is to go to Grandma and say, hey, you know, this, do you notice anything about this pattern? Just looks a little familiar. And then she's like,
oh, God, yes. Think back to 1944.
Is this, yeah. Can you think of anything? No, I don't know. It looks like a little wheel. It's a little square wheel. Okay. Okay, Grandma, let's get you to bed. Thank you. I quoted the meme.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Tim S., I think asking your grandma for an alteration comes before burning it. If her reaction is, well, I never. How dare you complain about something I made for you? Maybe explain that you just want to show it off when there's company. If her reaction is, Sieg Heil, Cupcake, the Fourth Reich is nigh, then yeah,
you said
burn
that
it
so
on her
badly.
lawn.
But yeah.
Is it? I thought it was the Third Reich. What's the Reich?
It's the Third Reich.
It's the Third Reich.
Yeah,
What's
for
the
sure.
fourth?
Well, the Fourth Reich would be the next one, which is like more neo-Nazi.
Oh, God. I forgot about the neo-Nazis.
Ugh, I think about them all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Constantly.
I guess when I see Neo, I'm like, cool, Neo, future. Oh, Nazi.
I mean, they're just regular Nazis, is the thing.
That's true. They're really not.
They're not
neo-Nazi is rounding up.
Oh, for sure.
You know, they're bald guys. It's too cool. Neo, they don't deserve Neo.
There was a good update on this one, though. So, OP said, I talked with my grandma, but didn't point out the pattern. I more asked her questions about the process. She says, boy, howdy, bless her heart. She worked on this quilt for about a year. Here's what happened. Initially, she made blocks, 3 stripes, that came out to be about 40 squares, but she didn't have enough material. So she added the white borders that separate the blocks out by 4, which is why that pattern is so pronounced into the swastika shape. Oof. So, as for what I do now, I talked with my family about what happened, and they all agreed Grandma didn't mean to do this, and it was an honest mistake. My older sister laughed at the whole situation and said I needed to keep it as is at this point. My dad said I could just have the back be displayed out, or you hide it, bring it out for a good laugh. My eldest sister said she didn't mean I should actually burn it, only slightly.
Yeah.
So now the question is, do I modify it or keep it as is? OP has a poll running on their Instagram. That's actually really funny. I want to find their Instagram.
That's hilarious.
I guess the poll's over, but I do want to know about the quilt.
If you went into someone's house, you just met them, or whatever, it's like your boyfriend's friend, and they try to spin this yarn, would you be comfortable with it? My grandma.
Not if they kept it. If they had it out.
No, they don't have it out. They have it hidden away, and they're like, this is kind of a funny thing.
I think so.
They're kind of telling, you've been there for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, I just met this person?
Yeah, this is your boyfriend's friend, and it's like a little double.
If I just met them, I would be very suspect. If I knew them, I would be like, all right.
Well, it just happened, and then they're like, yeah, this kind of funny story. My grandma made a hate symbol.
I mean, listen, I saw this on Reddit. I thought it was a funny story.
Yeah, so it's not.
It's just, I can't be the spokesperson for every Jewish person, but
right.
I literally saw it on Reddit, and I thought this was like, oh, this is a little fun hijinks grandma got herself into.
Yeah. Oopsie.
So, I wasn't really offended. Obviously, just seeing a swastika can be super triggering, but I don't feel that the context was in a kill all the Jews type of way.
Right. It's all blue and kind of grandma.
Not even that it's blue, but it's like there was a story where this wasn't hopefully meant to be Nazi propaganda.
Yeah, I think a quilt isn't a particularly aggressive object. Even like a quilt has skulls on it. You're like, oh, okay. I guess are you scary or are you trying to take a nap,
yeah,
mister?
Right? Or are we comforting? I don't know.
Nice warm death.
Right. There we go.
Would I be the asshole if
no.
I burned the quilt my grandma made me? I mean, look, guys, I think we're going to give it to the grandma and assume this is a pattern. It's a 3-stripe 4-block pattern and I didn't mean nothing by it. And OP didn't actually burn it, so I think this is no assholes here.
Yeah, for sure. If OP did burn it, I would say OP would be the asshole.
It's just like, give grandma a chance to explain.
For sure.
Have a conversation.
Wait,
classic.
you know what? I was listening to something.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a stand-up special, and this guy was saying that he likes abbreviations. And he said Benny of the D and some other thing that you say. And I was
boy.
like, oh my fucking God.
I'm going to sue this guy.
Right?
Benny of the D, that's me,
He said
baby.
Benny of the D. Oh, I have to remember
Maybe
who
he's
this
a listener.
was. No, maybe. Who knows?
Hey, if you're a listener, famous stand-up comedian who dropped Benny the D, you better get on the Patreon. I want some residuals for that
Oh my
shit,
God,
baby.
right? Give us our $5.
Benny of the D. I'm sure I'm not the first. All right,
for
guys.
sure.
We're going to play a little bit of Assholes at L.A.
Come
This
on,
is
we had
fun.
to. Assholes
I'm
in
gonna
LA.
be trying to think through it. Here we go. Let's see what you got.
Here we go. The person who has opened the Google Doc to write their screenplay and tells everyone they're a screenwriter.
Okay, I'm roasting myself with this too, but
Let's do
the
it.
person who wrote that joke into his script, because I wrote this little script like guy who's lived in LA for an hour.
Oh, really?
And the jokes were all like that, like, yeah, my screenplay just got picked up. I just wrote it. My
screenplay got picked up, cut to his roommate picking it up off the floor, being like, dude, what's this?
Yeah. So I told this to my LA friend, and he was like, yeah, it's like a pretty common kind of trope to reference. I was like, yeah, you're right. Obviously, that's like kind of a cliche. That's where everyone's head goes. So I was the asshole for pitching it all excitedly.
Oh man.
The person who's drinking juice. They're doing a juice cleanse, but they're drinking way too much juice.
Yeah, they're peeing all the time.
9 juices a day, mainly peanut butter and
they're
banana.
They're so irritable.
Banana, peanut butter, banana is the 4 ingredients.
The person who's made liking avocados into their personality. We get it. It's not 2014 anymore.
The produce here is so good.
Right?
Enough with the produce, Jillian. Enough. Person who this is gonna be me for like 3 months. Person who keeps talking about how New York's better.
Hey, love it.
In New York, we just everything is so walkable and the buildings are so tall. It's hard to walk around this little village here, but I'm trying.
Oh my God, right? Oh, the person who has really intense road rage, like, bro, you know what you were getting into here.
Yeah.
It's famous.
Yeah. The person who's like, oh, I don't go to the beach. The beach is for hippies and homeless people.
Oh, people say that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I haven't lived in LA. We got to revisit the game.
It's true.
Once
We'll have to do the game again. I don't know enough. The girl who, when you get to the acai bowl place, you get to the counter, she doesn't know what she wants. She's like, well, maybe I want the hibiscus or put a banana, maybe coconut. I don't know. I've had one acai bowl in my life. I don't get the point. It's like eating a smoothie.
Yeah,
like,
that's perfect. Acai, eat a smoothie. Eat a smoothie and be hungry afterwards. Also, It's $14.
And it's like 1,000,000 calories. Like, I'm good.
And it's so hard to pronounce. Don't be that hard to pronounce. It's disrespectful. What about the asshole who's like, oh, this schmuck wants to pay the listed price for the apartment? Why don't we fuck him? Why don't we totally fuck this guy because he's desperate to live here?
Oh my gosh. What about, this is a very specific story, the friend who takes you to the beach, doesn't have any sunscreen, is like, nah, you won't need sunscreen, you'll be fine. Someone else will bring them. Nobody else brings sunscreen, and then you get low-grade sun poisoning.
You got sun poisoning?
Like, very low-key.
What's
like, it was
sun poisoning?
Like, when you get way too much sun, I was, like, nauseous, like, it was bad.
Oh my God, I didn't know that was a
sunburned.
thing. Even if you have sunscreen on, you can get sun poisoning?
I didn't have sunscreen on.
Oh, no
because
sunscreen.
my friend took me to the beach, didn't have sunscreen, none of their friends brought sunscreen.
Wow.
And I was fucked.
Wow, well that's assholes in LA. See, maybe that's why you don't like LA, Sarah. You got sun poisoning, which I didn't even know was a thing.
It was bad.
Brutal. All right, guys, we're gonna do AITA here for asking my neighbors to keep their kids inside at certain times. I, 35F, just moved in with my hubby and our dog, who's a pit bull, and a pit bull mix actually. He's never had an actual yard to play in. We got him when we still lived in an apartment. Needless to say, he's having the time of his life out there. Well, isn't that cute? The problem is that we have neighbors, a husband and wife with 4 kids, okay? All of whom...
The problem is we moved into a place and there are people living next to us.
How dare they? How dare...
We moved into civilization.
Yeah. How dare there be a society? This is disgusting.
Right?
All of whom are quite young, and our dog barks incessantly whenever they're in the yard at the same time. I talked to my husband, decided to ask the parents if they could prevent children from going outside at certain times that our dog was out there. But the wife told me it was ridiculous and that I shouldn't expect them to keep their kids inside just because our dog isn't trained. That set me off. Oh boy. And I snapped at him. I thought it was her, whatever, and told him that was uncalled for and that he had to compromise a little bit. But the husband stepped in and said that he understands the predicament, but that his wife is right and that I shouldn't expect them to bend over backwards just because our dog isn't trained, and then they shut the door. I want to say that I'm not the asshole, but I'm feeling conflicted. Am I?
Oh boy. I don't know. Weirdly, this is one of those situations where I actually kind of was on OP's side until I read the comments and was like, oh, I guess I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, you're so wrong. I can't.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because you didn't have an experience like me. See, guys, this happened to me, so I know what this is made of.
You know,
Let me tell you something. I lived with this French bulldog that would bark at everything. And when the owner would leave, I would simply yell at the dog whenever it barked. And you know what that did? Stopped the dog from barking.
That's it.
Dogs do not like to be yelled at. They can understand angry energy. But if you just let the dog bark, then it's going to keep barking. And it frustrates me because it's like, take control of your animal. It's an animal.
Right.
Like, you're just watching your dog bark. Like, figure out how to train it.
That is annoying. Like, that's annoying to me.
It's so annoying. You're being annoying. Train your dog. You bought a dog. Watch a YouTube video. This shit has been done. Pavlov figured the shit out.
Oh, man.
Give the fucker tweets. What am I saying? Treats.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Ring a bell every time he barks. Give him a treat.
Exactly. And it bothered me so much because, like, the dog barking is incessant. It's very annoying, and it's such an easy to solve problem. Like, communicate with your animal. Like, find a way. Yelling, I find, is a great way because dogs don't like when you yell at them and you're angry. They sense it.
I still really can't believe Danny was on a FaceTime, like, touring his apartment.
Yeah.
And I literally heard this dog barking nonstop, and I was like, I gotta remind Danny to ask whose dog that is. And I almost said it out loud.
Yeah.
And then Danny was like, I didn't hear a dog bark. And I was like, no, I definitely heard it. And he texted his friend who was literally there. And the friend's like, there was no dog.
There was no dog.
I'm like,
we're very confused at what Sarah heard.
What happened to me?
I
literally heard it. Anyway.
Nobody heard it.
Traumatized.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I do want to give some credit, though. I like the husband in this story. I think I liked his strategy. I think he did something that we've talked about before. The husband said, I understand your predicament. He kind of met him in the middle. I get it. I understand you're in a bind.
He made them feel heard.
He made them feel heard. You know, that was a good move, but they are right. It's like, sir, we have a backyard. We're allowed to make noise in our backyard. You're actually allowed to make noise in your backyard, too. So you're just going to have to deal with your dog barking. Or I can tell you there's a solution, and they did, which is to get your dog trained. Or figure out how to train it yourself.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Dragonaut writes, the kids have every right to be in their garden whenever they see fit, and you have a duty to train your dog so that they can enjoy it without him barking. YTA. I mean, I do think that's true. I think if you have neighbors and you have a dog that's going off constantly, like when kids are playing next door, yeah, like rein that in.
Well, this
like,
is a shared yard, right?
well, they're adjacent, right? I picture them adjacent. They're not shared.
Oh, that makes sense. At first, I thought it was a shared yard, and I was like, what dog isn't going to bark when there's new people next to it?
I mean, I see dogs all the time at the park. They're not barking. They're not barking at people.
If you come up to them, I was imagining they were like in the same yard.
I see dozens of dogs. They come up to me and they try, and then sometimes I ask the owner to pet them, and sometimes I don't. And I'll just pet the dog.
I guess that's true. But I mean, if they're just in adjacent yards, that's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, we did the classic rooster situation. One of the best
Oh my God,
situations.
the
I haven't thought about that for a while. He wanted
so
a rooster,
cute.
folks.
I loved him.
Yeah, I think, look, there's a reasonable level of noise. I think children playing in the backyard is a reasonable level of noise. Obviously, if they're screaming constantly at, past 9 p.m., it starts to be like, okay, like, we're exceeding reasonable here.
For sure.
But, in terms of a dog barking all day, yeah, that shit is annoying. Rein in on your animal.
Yeah, super annoying.
Like, have some courtesy. 25.80697. It's not a good username, but it's unique. In what world is not letting the kids play outside a compromise? A compromise would be something like, can we work together to train the dogs?
I think that's not a compromise. That's like, hey, you have to help me train my animal. When it's like, no.
Well,
let's do your job.
Well, what this person is suggesting is that the dog will meet the kids, and then maybe a meet and greet will help the dog not to bark. I think that's fair.
That's a good idea.
That's fair. I mean,
and I'm sure the kids might like playing with the dog.
Yeah, you got to be careful. But yeah, I'm for that. I think that's a form of training. I would argue that's a form of training ultimately. Niara, YTA, and you just ruined your rep with your new neighbors who have done nothing wrong, and probably within the neighborhood, you're that guy now. Totally true.
Yeah, I think for snapping, OP is definitely going to be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, OP, I'm sorry. OP's an idiot. It pisses me off, guys. If you get a dog, it's a huge pain in the ass. It's a wonderful thing. I understand it. Personally, I don't know if I can handle it. It's a pain in the ass. You have to train. It really is like...
I know, yeah. I want a dog, but I don't want to actually have to take care of a dog, so therefore I'm not getting a dog.
Absolutely. It's a huge amount of work. Learning to do it right takes learning, and this just shows that OP doesn't know the dog game. And you didn't just get a dog, you got a pit bull, which is like probably the most dangerous dog to own. And I'm not saying, calm down, pit bull owners. I know you're already frothing at the mouth. Oh, they're not actually dangerous. They're just the most dangerous dog, but it's true. They're not dangerous. Do you know the stat? I think I've dropped the stat before.
What?
Okay. If you die from a dog in the United States, 2 out of 3 times it was a pit bull.
Ooh.
But the number of people who die from dogs a year is like 30 people. Like it doesn't really happen.
Okay.
So anyway, though, my point is, it doesn't matter if it's a pit bull, if it's a chihuahua, if it's a rattlesnake. You should know how to train and operate and handle and care for your animal. So the fact that you would be like, oh, put your kids inside so he doesn't bark, is like, that's not a solution, sir.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. This guy's a clown. AITA for asking my neighbors to keep their kids inside at certain times. Big YTA. And props to the husband. A little hats off to the husband for understanding the predicament.
Yes, the predicament that wasn't.
The predicament that wasn't. All right, we're going to wrap up here on another dog. Wow, we kind of have a dog theme.
The dog-themed app.
That's fun. Listener submish here. Thanks for submitting. You guys can submit at aitapod.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It would mean a lot. It really helps the pod. We didn't get any reviews this week, guys. Can't you just leave me a little review there?
Danny's so sad. Can't you tell?
Yeah, come roast me. You got mad about something, or maybe don't. Just give us 5 stars, please, and definitely join us on Patreon. What else? What else happened in the Patreon? Oh, this was fun. We did the happy hour. We did the virtual happy hour. And after we kind of ran its course, I was like, yo, guys, will you help me with my Hinge? Well, at first thought it would be funny to go on Hinge.
Love it.
Hinge is a dating app for anyone who doesn't know. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm making a new quilt. Thank you, Grandma. That's wonderful. Let's be careful with what we're making. Then and this took a lot of courage, I actually let the patrons see my Hinge profile. We redid some of the copy. We added a new image.
There we go.
Really helpful stuff. Love the patrons. Shout out to Susanna and V. And who else was there? Ellie. And I'm forgetting someone. No, there was 4
Ari?
of us. And Ari,
Erica?
yes, Ari, the classic.
Love it.
The classics. Guys, join us on Patreon. It's really fun. We got a lot going on. I have made it better deal than Netflix.
It's true.
I'm standing behind this as an interactive experience. If you're into Am I the Asshole, we are giving a better deal than Netflix. I stand behind that. I stand behind it, folks. We will see you in the Patreon after the show.
Woo.
50 plus
Thursday.
bonus episodes.
Yes.
Sarah's looking at me like,
I was like, on
okay, we get
Thursday,
it.
because that's when the episodes come out.
Yes.
But yes.
Well, no, but if you sign up, you get
Yes,
access
then
to
you
the
get-
whole library.
yes.
The whole library.
All
And
the
I've been
backlog.
posting
you can
early
binge
apps.
for hours.
Early guesties. You can request guests. There's really nothing you can't do. Once you pay to be a patron, I work for you now. That's how I think of it.
Pretty much.
I take any request.
It's so true.
And sometimes I do forget, guys. By the way, if there's anything you need from me, just tell me again. Sometimes I'm an idiot. I forget things, okay? Here we go, guys.
Oh
We're going to
my
wrap
God.
up on this.
Let's go.
AITA for freaking out about the puppy. We rescued a puppy that was 4 months old. Today, the puppy's 5.5 months old, okay? And just starting to learn command words. My significant other took the puppy out to potty. Okay, I guess those are the command words. 20 minutes later, he walked in the house without the puppy and started asking me where the toy squeak balls are. You love a toy squeak ball as a puppy.
Oh my God, you can't get a puppy that? Then you're just hearing squeaking all the time.
It's true. It's true.
Wow.
I freaked out and asked where the puppy was. The puppy would not quote-unquote come, according to SO. He continued to look for a squeak ball as I jumped up to run out of the house to put my eyes on the puppy. I threw a fit that my SO left a new puppy outside by itself. AITA.
Oh, interesting. So I guess he was trying to call the puppy. The puppy wouldn't come, so he's like, let me get a squeak ball.
And he left
to
the
get
pup.
the puppy to come. But that's the whole reason he got the squeak ball,
To get the puppy to come. Well, why didn't he take
Yes.
the puppy with him?
because he couldn't get him.
Well, what do you mean? Couldn't you just chase the puppy down? It's just a puppy.
Maybe.
I love a puppy.
I want a puppy.
I want a puppy.
Ah.
Wow, we really devolved into just like, I want a puppy.
So quick.
'Cause they're so
it only
freaking
takes
cute.
the word puppy like 2 times.
I know. Puppy
you're
is an
like-
old pet name of mine. I'm
What?
yeah.
Why?
I don't know. You never did puppy? Yeah, we
I don't
did
know.
puppy. We did puppy in one of my relationships.
Oh,
Burned through a lot of pet names in that 5 year. Let me tell you, it's a problem.
yeah. You
now
gotta
I'm
get imaginative.
Oh my God, Sarah, it's a problem. I get into a relationship now and I'm like, I've used all the pet names. I need something new. I'm gonna end up calling someone like, hey there, yogurt. Like,
Well, we
what
got
the-
Peanut from Guess the Verdict.
Peanut, ugh.
Peanut and Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh God, yeah. Come here, abominable snowman,
Oh,
you
man.
sexy thing, you. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. Just
Oh, man.
burn through all the pet names. Listen, I don't even really know. Like, how fast is a puppy? Can a puppy run? This puppy's 5.5 months old. I
I don't know what that means. Like, what kind of dog is it? Is this a fenced-in yard? Are you just outside?
It does seem
Like in the front yard?
yeah,
If so, that's
I pictured
crazy.
it in the front yard.
That's crazy.
That does seem crazy, but like,
Yeah.
is it realistic that the puppy could hurt itself that quickly?
Yeah, it could dart into
It
traffic.
could dart. Puppies can dart.
Easily. Yeah, I don't see why not.
They're so cute. They're not
So
for
cute.
darting.
But I'm like, if I'm imagining like a little dachshund puppy because I'm obsessed with them. But like,
Really?
if you, yeah, they're so cute. Lindsay and I talk about that all the time. We send each other pictures of dachshunds.
Some puppies, though,
They're so
and,
cute.
and you guys aren't gonna like this, but I'm gonna say it. This is what the media doesn't want you
To know.
to know. Some puppies grow up ugly,
Listen, not all dogs are cute, just like
It's
not all
true.
babies are cute. I'm sorry, but
but all
I
puppies are
believe it.
cute.
all puppies are cute.
All puppies are cute. Even all. I'm not really a cat guy, as you know, though I am coming on board. Kitties, I
They're
gotta
cute.
say, here's what it is. I think this is true. Not kitties are on average less cute than puppies, but cute kitties are cuter than very cute puppies.
I could see that.
They have a higher high because a cute kitty
yes,
is
I
like,
could see that.
oh my God, it's so precious.
It's so cute, but
So
I
cute.
get that. I mean, I understand the appeal of cats. I don't think I would get one,
Yeah.
but like, I get them. They're cute.
Yeah, I think it's the litter box that really does it for me, but I am fascinated with the cats.
It's the not snuggly for me.
That's what it is for me. I've never felt able to bond with these creatures.
Yeah.
They don't seem interested in me.
They're not.
They're not. But cat
Some
lovers will
can
tell
be,
you
but
they
like,
are.
I think you have to luck out and get a really good cat.
I did actually live with a dog cat for some
I
time.
did too. She was cute, but even still, she would sometimes chill, but she wasn't like down to snuggle. Like it wasn't the same.
I had a snuggly cat. I almost forgot about this cat. Puss Puss. That was the name of the cat.
Oh God.
Puss Puss. Everybody loved Puss Puss. She would come to you. She was rather I think she was a stray. She looked pretty beat up. She was not a
Okay.
good-looking cat, but she was a lover, and she would come and nuzzle you, instant
Aw, that's
purrs.
cute.
Really a gem of a cat.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Weird name.
Yeah, weird name. Weird name.
All right, but back to this puppy.
I mean, I'm with OP because it does seem insane to leave a puppy out.
Yeah.
And she freaked out. She had an emotion. She didn't do anything wrong. She had a reaction to a potentially dangerous puppy-threatening event.
Right. I
It's-
mean, if it was a fenced-in yard, I feel like she's the asshole. Although puppies can, like, my parents' dogs, they would, like, love to try to find, like, holes through the fence. And they would
Yeah.
just go in through the space and, like, just escape and do all types of crazy stuff.
I guess we don't know a lot about the character of this freakout, but she didn't say she, like, attacked him. What did she say? She just said she threw a fit. But if she started saying, like, you're an idiot, you're a moron, then yeah, I would be like, well, now you're attacking him. But if you were just like,
I'm kind of
oh my
getting the
God.
sense, no. Like, I'm kind of getting the sense that she was just like, how could you do this? Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe, blah, blah.
This is dangerous. You put the puppy at risk.
Yeah.
The precious puppy. Ariana M, NTA, you should not leave a new pet outside like that. Seems fair. Trina N, I don't want to call you an asshole because I do similar things, but I'm learning I can't expect my husband to always have the same thought process as me with our dogs unless I discuss my expectations and give room for him to share what he thinks is reasonable too. Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty mature because honestly,
That's
like,
mature.
he obviously made a judgment call.
yeah.
And there are factors that led to him making that call. I'm
Yeah.
assuming he's not a complete, like, idiot. So, like, he had a different assessment of the situation than her. So, it's a very mature perspective.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that, yeah, you gotta, I mean, look, I actually like, because there's been a running thread here. We're kind of on the same thread of like, is it okay to question your partner's judgment? Is it
Ooh,
okay to
yeah.
fact check?
Inadvertent theme.
And you know what? What I think is that it can be rude and it can be condescending, but also you can kind of assume the best in each person. It's like, well, am I looking this up to fact check you? Yeah, maybe. But like, I'm not necessarily doing that because I think you're an idiot. I just want to understand more about it. And like, is this necessarily a thing you've put a lot of thought into? Is this a random fact? You know, like I know all kinds of random facts, like armadillos almost exclusively birth identical quadruplets.
What?
Is that true? I believe it's true.
Yeah, I mean, this is like my 11 million figure earlier today. I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is, like, I don't think it's wrong to, like, we all throw out facts that we think are true because we've
Right.
heard it at one point and it's, like, burrowed in your brain. That, to me, is fine to fact check.
Yeah.
But, like, when you do it constantly, unless your partner is, like, one of those know-it-alls who just has a random fact for everything, and I know those people.
It's so obnoxious.
That's one
You
thing.
hate a fact person.
Yeah, like, that's enough. Like, we get it.
One
Giraffes'
fact a
tongues are
day.
purple. Everybody knows that.
Giraffe sounds are what?
Their tongues are purple.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Giraffe tongues are purple? I'm
It's
not
true.
doubting you. I just
know,
want to
know.
see it.
No,
I
it's
just
true.
need to see it. I'm Googling
It's definitely
now.
one of, like, those weird facts that's burrowed into my brain from
What
summer
the
camp.
hell, dude? I got to see this
Oh, yeah.
giraffe tongue.
Gonna do it.
What kind of list am I on now?
Oh, yeah.
Exotic Eaters. Exotic Eaters Anonymous. Okay, I guess I have seen it. Wow. What a tongue. What a tongue.
Now we're on YouTube videos. This is like the National Geographic
I don't know if
podcast
I'm with
now.
purple, Sarah. They're definitely dark. They're dark.
I mean, just Google what color is a giraffe's tongue, see what
but
comes
look,
up.
I'm looking at it. It looks more black than purple.
I don't know. I've always
It's
heard
very
it's purple.
dark. Giraffes, you know what? Giraffes have these little horn things. I don't know what they call
Mm-hmm.
that. That freaked me out when I first noticed that on the giraffe. These tiny horns? What do you call
Yeah,
those?
I don't know.
Giraffes
I'm not
are
a giraffe
weird,
expert.
guys. I want to do
We're
a
gonna lose
giraffe.
so many listeners
Am
on
I-
this
I know, we're
episode.
losing everyone. Let's
Like,
go
why
back
is
to the
this
puppy.
animal themed?
Sorry.
Back
okay.
to the puppies.
How did we get off? Oh, we're on a fact checking. We're on a good
people.
theme, actually.
Yeah, I think actually, I don't know. It's one thing to fact check like random claims that you throw out in conversation, but then
Yeah.
it's another thing to fact check. I don't know how to articulate the difference.
I think, well, look, the reason that I felt I was careful with how I approached it, but it is about communicating respect and trust, right?
I
Like-
also don't think like you have to sort of communicate your intentions. Like when you were like, "Oh, is it bad that I didn't know that dogs can't eat chocolate?" So I looked it up to figure out why. Just don't say that you fact checked. Like that
Right.
implies that you thought they were wrong because that's what a fact check is, unless you're running
Right.
a newspaper. You just did additional research,
Right.
And that's fine.
Right. Well, yeah, I think it's like if there's, you weren't offended when I looked that up. I respect you.
Yeah. Listen, I know in my heart that giraffes' tongues are purple, so no, I wasn't
Absolutely.
offended.
Well, we all know it deep down. It's sort of the primary truth of life.
Right?
That's what we're here to learn.
Yes.
I mean, I guess, like context is important, but I don't really know where to go with this. I guess that's the thing too. It's like you want to follow up on these things and communicate about them and make sure there is mutual respect, right? Because this is where I'm going. She had this reaction, and I can't really blame someone for having a big reaction.
No, especially if you go into fight or flight mode, you think your puppies run out into the street.
Yeah. So I don't blame her at all for that. But I think there does need to be a discussion, and I love Trina's point here, which is like, let's talk after and like digest what just happened. And I love what you said, Sarah, which was like, he made a judgment call too. And he may be a moron. I do think men are a little bit riskier than women. I think that is
like a fact. It's
I
like
allowed
a
to say
scientific
that?
fact.
That's a fact.
That men engage in riskier behavior.
Yeah, men
sure.
are riskier,
Yeah.
So it's like, why do we have to? I mean, she had this outsized reaction, right? Kind of a big reaction, like statistically.
I don't know that it's outsized. I don't think that's like fair for us to say.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Outside, I don't know. Doesn't that mean like out of proportion?
Yes.
But like, it's a proportion to the information that you have at the time.
Well, statistically, I feel like he was probably right. The puppy probably was fine, and 9 out of 10 times the puppy would be fine. 95 out of 100.
Sure, but you don't want to be the one time.
Exactly, you don't want it to be the one time. But that's just what it is, right? A man looks at 99 out of 100 and he's like, oh, that's fine. And a woman's like, no, we're not risking the baby on,
Stupid.
Yeah.
By dangling it over a balcony, Michael.
Oh my God, is that what happened?
What? It's Michael Jackson?
No,
Yeah,
there's another.
He did that.
I'm thinking of another story I read. Anyway, where some celebrity dangled the baby.
Michael Jackson.
No, there's a story about a child. Oh my God, it's Eric Clapton.
What?
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Let's finish the situation. I'm gonna
Okay,
look it up.
sorry, everyone.
I mean, look, she had a reaction. What else did people say? Auntie, YTA, that seems like an overreaction. Legendary Auntie.
Wow.
You should be able to leave a 5.5-month-old puppy alone for a minute to grab a toy. If the reason you can't do that because of dangers in your yard or that yard is not completely fenced, then YTA for rescuing a dog you're unable to safely care for. So she's saying the environment itself.
This is the thing.
flawed.
I wouldn't put my dog out in the front yard. I wouldn't.
That's true. How would you not have a fence then in the backyard? So it had to be the front. Yeah.
Well, if it was in the backyard, then it's like, okay, you can maybe relax a bit. Like the dog might try to worm his way out.
Yeah.
Dogs are wont to do that. However, we decided to pronounce that. But in that situation, it's okay to just try to grab a quick toy.
If it's in the backyard, that's fenced in.
If it's fenced in.
OP doesn't tell us which yard it is. I'm starting to think it is in the backyard, and I'm really thinking OP did kind of freak out.
That's what I'm thinking.
OP, I get it. It's a puppy, but it wasn't that crazy. It was a hawk. Well, a hawk could come. Have you heard about the hawks?
Yeah, people are in the comments were talking about that.
I don't know if
with hawks.
Did we talk about this in the WhatsApp or something?
Maybe.
Something you can buy like specific armor for chihuahuas and small dogs that prevents them from getting eaten by hawks. See,
that's hilarious.
The thing for me is I would be so mad if I saw a hawk try to pick up a chihuahua and fail, because it would be so awesome to watch a chihuahua fly away.
Tinkle, what is it? What's his name? Tinkerbell is mine now, like with the hawk.
Yeah, I can say that, by the way, because I've lost 2 chihuahuas to rattlesnakes. So I am
really?
Yeah, you didn't know that about?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, we had 3 chihuahuas. Well,
damn, you didn't learn after the first 2?
I know, right? Trudy was bit by a rattlesnake. She had to sleep standing up for months and months and months. She actually did recover.
Wow.
And this was during the Taco Bell days.
How do you get a dog to sleep standing up?
She just kind of did it. She probably didn't sleep that well.
Aww.
And then we put her in the backyard. She finally had a healed leg after like months and months. And then
she didn't get bitten again.
No, then what happened? It was during the Taco Bell dog day, so we think someone just wanted a Taco Bell dog.
That's fucked up.
Pretty fucked up, right?
That's super fucked.
Lupita, precious Lupita, originally named Trudy. My mother is considered, I'm serious, and I'll back up on this if you guys want my mom to name your dog. I think the woman is talented at this.
I love this.
She sees a dog, she goes, that's not a Trudy, that's a Lupita. Tracy, I'm sorry. Her name was Tracy. That's not a dog name. They botched it.
Neither is Trudy.
Well, Trudy was another one of our dogs. You didn't know Trudy. That's why you picked that. Trudy was Why am I getting confused?
Lupita.
Trudy was the dog that got bit in the leg. Lupita, originally Tracy, also bit in the leg.
Oh no.
Horrific. I mean, this was horrible.
Oh, that's so sad.
My dad drove her to whatever, and she totally died. And Lupita's best friend was Dogbert, which I named.
That's
You can
hilarious.
tell. And by the way, that hasn't aged well because I don't know if you guys know the creator of Dilbert, Scott Adams, is like a really like he's like a Trump supporter, but like
Oh.
awful. He writes like awful things. He has not aged well. But anyway, I do love the Dilbert cartoons nonetheless. And Dogbert actually died of being a lonely Chihuahua.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm serious. He
How?
died like.
How's that real?
It's just like, you know how old people die right when the spouse dies.
Wait, because you had the 3 at once, and then
Well,
he was all
Lupita
alone.
was his girl. And,
Oh, that
you know,
happened to our dog Farfel, kind of.
He was
Our
ready
dog
to go.
Klondike died, and then Farfel didn't last that much longer.
Yeah. It's kind of it's kind of beautiful, but
like The
kind of
Notebook.
sad. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right.
Sue B info.
Weird app.
YTA if the pup was in a fenced-in backyard. And NTA if the pup was left outside with no barrier to keep it from running into traffic or from being picked up and stolen. That's true. You could also get the puppy stolen. I think, look, OP, I think your heart's in the right place. I'm not ready to call you an asshole for this. You had a reaction. It's okay. Sometimes we have outsized reaction. I just think there needs to be a conversation so that you can like work through this,
For sure.
you know, and figure out what kind of standards you want to raise your little puppy.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be a good puppy mom, OP.
Yeah. Yep. Just train it not to bark at the kids next door.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Just train your dog. I don't know if OP's a woman. Whatever. OP, you're going to kill it. You're going to be a great puppy parent. AITA for freaking out about the puppy. I think we agree. No assholes here.
I'll go there, yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap up on this Eric Clapton thing. Eric Clapton. I think this is horrible, by the way. You might want to turn off the podcast. I believe this is very dark.
Oh my god.
I think my friend Ronnie Fleming, I think we discussed this on my old podcast that is no longer in existence.
Okay.
So Eric Clapton's 4-year-old son died in 1991, and what happened? What happened, Sarah? They lived in a high-rise, and a janitor was working on the windows in the living room, but one was still open. The janitor called out to the nanny to watch the child, but before she could react, the child dashed past her, jumped up on the low window ledge where he'd normally press his nose against the glass to gaze out, and disappeared. And then Eric Clapton
He just fell out the window?
he just fell out the window, the 53rd floor.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. And then Eric Clapton, I think, wrote the song Tears in Heaven about the son. Pretty
that's
just
so sad.
insane incident.
That's like didn't some grandpa like on a cruise ship like hold the kid out the window and like drop the kid off?
Oh, no.
Or not the window because those don't open, but like I
balcony?
think the balcony.
No, never hang a kid over a thing.
Just don't do it. I would never trust. I don't even trust myself to like peer over a balcony.
I don't do it with my phone.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of do, and then I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, no, I don't do it with my
Don't
phone.
risk
I only
the
do
phone.
it sometimes if I have a strap on it, but even then I'm like,
Yeah.
this thing's against my chest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, wow.
This is
Terrible.
a good app.
Weird app, but it was fun
it was
for
weird.
us.
Maybe it was fun
maybe
for
don't
us.
leave a review about this episode,
Yeah.
but like just the pod in general.
The pod generally, but you guys are all gems. Please join us on Patreon. Or DM me on Insta, whatever you guys want. You got suggestions, you got requests. I know sometimes the submissions don't go up. Just reach out to me personally if you want your submission to go out. But you guys, you gotta understand, there's all this shit going on, and I just got dumped. I'm still recovering. I still need sympathy.
There we go.
So anyway, much love for you guys, and we will see you next Monday morning.
Bye.